Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 103. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this fisty Tuesday evening, Earth date February 7th, 2017. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Yorsev Ivanovich. Say hello, Yorsev.
Hello, comrade.
So, Brandon, Yorsev,
yes.
yes, decided that he would put up on Facebook. What exactly was it?
I was looking for a new nickname.
You were looking for a new nickname.
And asking for suggestions.
Right.
Yes.
And I was on the toilet, as all of my great ideas come from.
Mm-hmm.
And I listed about 10 different names and decided that I would make a list and call you a different name every time we podcast.
Okay.
Until we run through. Now, I did steal the one from Stephen Hines.
Which one?
The Cubic Zirconia one.
Okay.
So that one will be the last one in the list. But I was laughing really hard at some of these.
At the ones that you gave?
Yeah. I don't want to go through the list.
I don't remember them.
Yeah.
Because there were so many nicknames. And it took 53 comments for somebody to make a Jew joke.
Yeah.
I was genuinely impressed.
Yeah, I was too.
Normally, I figured those would happen a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So, Yorsev Ivanovich?
Yorsev Ivanovich.
So these really aren't nicknames so much as just you writing silly words.
Yeah.
You just having some fun with the English language.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or the Russian language, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you keep it up? Can you call me Yorsev throughout this entire episode?
I certainly can try. I mean, how often do I actually call you by your Christian name anyway?
Not very often.
During the podcast.
Yeah.
Yorsev. So.
It doesn't come up very often.
Right. So, Yorsev, did you do any video game playing since we're skipping the other stuff, right? Is that what we decided on?
Yeah. I got a PlayStation emulator I put on my laptop.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. So I've been playing some original PlayStation games.
Anything good?
I posted also on my Facebook asking people for suggestions on hidden gems on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah. So
I could go through and play some of the games I missed. And everybody gave me some great suggestions, and then I've just been playing Final Fantasy Tactics.
So good job, everybody. Thanks for contributing to Yorsev's.
Thanks, you idiots.
Because nothing beats Final Fantasy
I put
Tactics.
them all in the garbage where they belong.
Yeah.
Now, I have a couple Silent Hills downloaded I might try to play.
Yeah.
It's just they're so slow.
Yeah.
Silent Hill games are very, very slow.
Yeah, I agree. I'd been watching... actually, I started watching one or two of the ones that Markiplier was playing, the new one, right?
Resident Evil.
Oh, that was Resident Evil. And and that plays real slow too, seems like.
Yeah.
Just kind of jump scares here and there. And even then, knowing that they're coming kind of takes it out of it.
Yeah. That's one of those games I would like to pick up, Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Biohazard. It's got pretty decent reviews, but I don't really know a whole lot about it besides that. I've tried to avoid any sort of story spoilers, so I can't pick it up and play through it.
Okay. Then I won't talk about it.
I've seen a little bit of video that Kevin linked to us.
Yeah. Yeah, just that one.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
I know, and you're vampiring the energy.
I know. I'm sucking the energy out of the room.
Just sucking me dry.
I'm
just sucking my energy.
Sucking you dry.
You're just sucking my energy dry.
Just draining every drop of you right here on mic for everybody to hear.
Energy.
The energy.
The energy
from.
No.
Your penis.
I fucking hate you. So we had the Super Bowl.
Let's get energy. Hold on.
Okay,
energy.
let's
right now. Energy.
Let's do
go.
some Coke. Let's
Give me
go.
an energy. Give me an energy boost, Rem.
Okay.
Give me something to be energetic about.
Okay. Picture.
Okay. Got it. I'm I'm ready. I love pictures. Let's fucking do this.
So we had the Super Bowl.
Yes.
There were two teams.
It was the Miami Dolphins and the Detroit Oilers.
It was the Falcons and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
So I assume that you didn't watch the game at all because...
That would be a safe assumption,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Mm-hmm. You did?
Yeah. I mean, I don't go out of my way to watch football, but if it's on my television, then I guess I don't have much of a choice in that. But no, we watch it.
Did Ginger want to watch it? Is that why you're watching it?
We watch it a lot for the commercials, but we also will watch the game because it's there. You know, I mean, we're not going to turn away from the game because you never know when the commercials are going to go off, really.
Yeah.
Because they kind of, the way that they do that, the way that they cut it is in between like plays and stuff. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we watched the whole game. Falcons were really hitting it hard in the first half. And they had a really strong lead against the Patriots, and then the Patriots came back and really came with a come from behind victory.
Was it like a 30-point lead the Falcons had at some point?
Yeah, 28 to 8, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they came back after halftime after Lady Gaga put some spirit into them, I guess.
I saw people posting about her halftime show. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What did she do? Just dance around and sing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But it was pretty cool. Like, she had it started off and she was above the stadium. And then they also had...
like flying? Like suspended?
No, she was up above the stadium, on the top of the stadium.
Oh, okay.
But in the background, Intel and Pepsi worked together to pay for drones that had lights on them. And they flew these drones up and did a light show.
Okay.
So that bit was pre-recorded because they needed the best weather for that.
So they just showed it like on a screen then?
Well, they cut it together as if she was doing it live, that particular part.
Oh, but if you were in the stadium, she wasn't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was just above in the rafters of the stadium.
Just hanging out?
Yeah. So she finishes up the thing on top of the stadium and then she kind of jumps downward, and then it cuts to the camera of the live show where she's coming down on wires, and I mean from the top of the stadium. So she's flying down on wires from the top of the stadium and does her show. It was very good. There was a boycott of it going on, I guess, too, for those who think that the Hollywood elites need to keep their mouths shut about politics or whatever.
Oh, okay.
There was that thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, because the best thing to do when somebody has a dissenting opinion is to just tell them to shut up.
Yeah.
That's definitely the best strategy there.
Yeah. And what cracked me up about that particular thing that I saw was that I saw earlier somebody who had posted something along the lines of the same thing. The Hollywood elite need to just entertain us.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's their whole thing is they're supposed to entertain us. So keep your mouth shut about politics and just dance for me, monkey.
Yeah.
Like, because that's fair.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting paid millions of dollars to dance for me like a monkey. So,
I mean, that is stupid. But on the opposite side of the coin, I can say in the spirit of fairness, during the Democratic primaries, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. And I wanted to not support Bernie Sanders just because Mark Ruffalo kept coming out on TV shows and the internet and telling me how much he wanted me to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Right.
At that point, I just wanted to say, like, fuck off, Mark Ruffalo. I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for. What are you doing? So I can almost see the mentality on the other side. I don't agree with it. I think the idea of like, well, you should just shut up and not tell your political opinion.
Yeah.
I would never say Mark Ruffalo shouldn't tell his opinion. I was on his side.
Yeah.
But I can see where it kind of came off because during the primaries, I feel like the people who were coming out in support of Bernie Sanders were always coming off like this better than thou, you're a real shitty person if you're not voting for Bernie.
Right.
And that does not help anybody.
No.
But now that the election's over and we have a president that 60% of the United States wants to boycott, sure, let Lady Gaga make a statement by coming down on ropes, I guess.
Yeah, but that's just, but
was?
Ultimately that's just it. She wasn't. There was no political I didn't see any in her show.
She's been outspoken against Trump and for Hillary.
Yeah.
And
that's true. But coming back to that thing that I saw about Dance Monkey Dance, so now we're going to say you need to keep your mouth shut about politics, just entertain us. So now I'm going to boycott your entertaining us, which ultimately defeats everything. So why don't we all just stop doing things? Let's just sit there and in silence and not do or say anything until we just all die out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Well, at least we didn't see a titty like we did about 10 years ago.
Yeah. No boobies.
People complain about the Super Bowl show every year, though, don't they?
Oh, yeah. There's always something.
Was it Beyonce that was last year?
Yeah.
And everybody said that she had a bunch of, like, satanic imagery and Illuminati imagery?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I don't know. People are weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, done with that. I just thought it was peculiar. The show itself was really good, as far as it goes. I was singing along with Poker Face, and because I do.
You know the words to Poker Face, or do you just know the chorus?
I just know
Poker Face.
I just know the Poker Face.
Can't poke my.
Yeah, can't poke my poker face. Yeah,
she's got to poke somebody.
Yeah,
I think is the lyrics.
Yep. Give me a stick so I can poke you right now. Poker Face.
See, why would you want the liberal elite to shut up when you have lyrics like that to fall back on?
Exactly, right?
So with all of the trailers, I guess if we're going to wrap this up with like the...
are you going to tie it into what we're going to be talking to? Are you going to segue right now off of this? I'm going to be really impressed. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to do a sort of half segue.
Okay.
If we're going to talk about trailers, which is what we're going to be discussing with a good old-fashioned trailer roundup.
Yeah. Which I don't have queued up.
Not yet. We don't need it yet.
Well, I don't. I need to look it up. I need to do it. You talk.
There were the 2 Super Bowl commercials that came out before the Super Bowl that were pretty politicized, that people were flipping out about on both sides, good and bad. The Budweiser commercial and the 84 Lumber commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see those?
I did. I don't remember them. They were very unmemorable, so go ahead and refresh my memory.
The Budweiser commercial follows a immigrant who is kind of hanging out. I think it's supposed to be like the 1800s, maybe late 1800s, because he's hanging out in cowboy bars.
Okay.
And not like the leather daddy cowboy bars, like the old style cowboy bars.
Right, yeah.
And people are talking to him like, you're not from around here. And then it cuts that with him traveling over from, I think it's Germany, because he's the head of Budweiser.
Oh, yeah.
Germany on the ship, and then creating a beer, and like, this is what we'll be drinking. Or
right,
whatever Germans sound like. Yeah, and people were very angry about that.
Oh, were they?
Yep.
Huh. That's weird. Okay.
Because they said that it was, again, being politicized by showing by showing the story of an immigrant coming to America and succeeding. That was a problem.
Yeah, because okay. Mm.
And then the 84 Lumber one was the one where you follow a Mexican woman and her child as they make their way to America, walking through fields and sharing water, and the little girl stitching an American flag the whole time out of scraps she finds.
Right.
And then they get to the edge of America to cross over the border, and there's a big fucking wall. And they cry.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, it cuts them like walking through the fields all sweaty and like, we're gonna die, with like real jaunty American workers in flannel shirts and jeans just building this wall and drinking water. Like all smiling and laughing.
Huh. Okay.
So they make it to the wall. This is what was confusing about the message to me. Did you see this commercial at all then? Does this ring a bell?
I mean, I saw it, but I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it.
Well, because they were Mexican and you wrote them off. That's fucked up, Remington. Well, let me tell for the people who aren't anti-Mexican.
Okay. I hate you so much right now.
So they make it to the wall and they're, oh no, oh shit. And the little girl pulls out the American flag that she's been making in secret the whole time. And then they are walking along the wall, and suddenly the mom's eyes light up, and there's a giant wooden door in the wall. And the mom goes and pushes it and walks in through the door into America. And then it cuts to one of the guys who was building the wall driving away in his pickup truck with a smile on his face, and his bed of his pickup truck is loaded with 84 Lumber. And then it's like, 84 Lumber. We want you here if you work, or something like that. I don't remember. It was a little less shitty than that.
We want you here if you work. That was well played.
It was not in that shitty of a tone.
Jesus.
But it was basically like, we're cool with people coming in.
Right.
Now, my girlfriend and I had differing interpretations of it. I felt like the fact that they hit the wall, Then they find the door. They walk in through the door, and then it says something along the lines of like, "You're welcome here with ingenuity and hard work." Something like that's really what it says.
Uh-huh.
I took it to mean it is anti-wall. It is anti the big wall that Trump wants to build. But by showing the door and then the message of them walking through the door and then it's saying you're welcome here with hard work and ingenuity or whatever, that it's saying you're welcome here, but we also encourage you to come through America in the right way, i.e. the door that they helped to build in the wall.
Right. Okay.
And my girlfriend says that the door is the idea that like 84 Lumber's against that wall and we're throwing in some back doors for you because fuck that wall. I just feel like 84 Lumber wouldn't be, I mean, they have to know who their base is, you know?
Oh yeah.
get a
No,
lot
I could see yours a lot better. You know, that makes more sense.
That it's appealing to as wide of an audience as possible of like people who are against the wall. Here's what it does to hold people out.
Yeah.
You know, here's this family seeing it and crying after everything they've gone through. Then people who are for the wall, you can see like, okay, well, they should still be in if they go in through the legal means. Like
Right.
this giant door built out of 84 Lumber.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with those commercials, I saw so many people bitching about that stuff online too. And like, why you got to put politics and everything? It's just, I don't know. It's a very political climate. You can't stay away from it entirely, no matter what.
No, you
And we
can't
hilariously talk about how we try to avoid politics and then don't.
yourself. 9 times out of 10, we don't, Yourself. It's fine.
But it's hard to avoid it with as politically charged as this climate
Sure.
is.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead then and
Wait, hold on.
What?
What is that noise?
What do you mean?
Do you hear? It sounds like a stampede.
It does. And that's weird because the cats are just stampeding at the door apparently as well.
Yeah, but it's louder than that. Do you see
It
that
is.
dust on the horizon?
I do.
What is that?
I don't know. It's coming up fast though. Oh my God, Brandon, here it comes. Yeehaw! Circle the wagons. It's a trailer roundup. That's right, everybody. It's a trailer roundup. And we're here bringing the trailers.
We're still alive.
We didn't get trampled to death.
Barely. My legs no longer work.
I have an eye patch now
Mm-hmm.
from a piece of
Cow shrapnel.
yes, from the cows exploding around us. You know,
I assume that's what a roundup is.
yeah.
Cowboys just get a bunch of cows together and explode.
Explode them. Yeah,
Yeah.
just put them into a lava pit. See how long it takes them to
The
explode.
famous lava pits of the Wild West.
That's right. So there were several trailers that were released during the Super Bowl for many different movies. By and large, it seemed like people really like Amazing Grace and
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash songs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I brain farted on Johnny's name for a second.
and I know we've talked about it before, watching the trends with the kind of music that they use in trailers. You know, this time last year when they were doing Suicide Squad trailers, it was all very one lonely woman singing into a tin can, a cover of a song.
Yeah.
And now it's become more biblical Johnny. I mean, you can't hear old Johnny Cash, which is what they've been using, and not think religious to a certain degree,
Yeah.
just with how his voice sounds and what he sang about on his last album, which was a fantastic album.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you think the end times are coming, Brandon?
Yes.
Do you think the end times are here, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all right, buddy. You'll die first.
Okay. Whew. I'm glad. Will it be from a heart attack?
Yeah, that's what I mean by the end times.
Oh, just me dying?
Yeah.
Just the end
Because-
times for me.
Because you're my whole world, Remington.
Oh.
And if you die, I'll fucking take out everybody you love.
What? Will you save yourself for last? Because I love you, buddy.
I'm going to line up your family and do kind of the one bullet thing and just pew, 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 all of us. I'm going to put myself at the end, though. So it maybe if the bullet doesn't make it through all of the skulls of the brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, it might not get to me. And then I'll feel like that's divine will. So what trailer you want to talk about first, buddy?
Jeez, God almighty.
I've had not a great week.
This is what happens, guys. Brandon gets dark on us. Just killing my entire family, apparently. My mom will be very excited to listen to this one, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm hanging on by a fucking thread.
Wow. Jesus. Yeah. Whew. So first I want to do the Iron Fist one,
Okay.
even though it didn't come out during the Super Bowl one.
Okay. So you're immediately going against what we decided we were going to do.
Yes.
Okay.
But only because it came out like today.
Because this is the Wild West
That's right.
of podcasts.
It's a trailer roundup, and we'll do whatever trailers we feel like doing, Brandon. Yeehaw! Circle the wagons!
You sound exactly like the guy who did that spot for us.
I know, it's so weird. It's almost like I hired him just because he sounded like me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Freddie Fantasmo.
Freddie Fantiosi? No, Freddie has since moved on to different projects.
Okay. Freddie famously is the announcer of our show.
That's right, yeah.
What's he doing now?
I think he said something about raising pigs
Oh.
for the mob.
Oh, is that like mob slang? Like he's chief of police?
No,
I'm raising pigs for the mob.
no, I think he...
I'm raising
I think
pigs for the
just-
mob.
I think he's body disposal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, raising pigs. Pig farms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a la Snatch.
Yeah.
Hence the phrase, as greedy as a pig.
Well, Freddie, we wish you well.
That's
In
right.
the middle of this trailer roundup,
That's right.
we wish you well and hope that you're still listening.
So, Iron Fist
Yes.
looks honestly pretty good. I've always liked martial arts.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that actually. After you go, give your initial impressions, then I had some follow-up questions for you.
Okay. I've always liked martial arts, so anything that has a real focus on martial arts and that sort of thing. Even though I don't know a whole lot about Iron Fist, you know?
He's a step up from Copper Fist.
somewhere just in between Copper and Bronze Fist,
Yeah.
right?
Copper Fist, I never get my own show.
Yeah, I'm too soft. Well, what was I saying?
I don't really know a whole lot about Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about Iron Fist, but I do enjoy a good martial arts flick, and I don't know. It almost makes me want to get Netflix to watch it. Of all the things that have come out exclusively on Netflix, that kind of makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
But we watch a lot of superhero stuff in this house.
There's a lot of superhero stuff just in general to digest now.
There is. I mean, we've been watching Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and its reviews have been really tanking lately. But they're 5, 6, 7 seasons in now, I think, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but
Why are the reviews tanking? Like, what's going on?
it started off,
You want to get a little spoilery here and just talk about what it is exactly that's...
in my opinion, in my estimation.
Are we going spoilery or no?
No, we won't go spoilery. In my estimation, I think when the show first started out, it didn't feel very comic booky.
I watched the first season, or at least part of the first season, and thought it was boring as shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It took off slow, but then you stuck around, and then it got a little better, I thought.
Okay.
Got more action oriented. But now it seems like they're kind of digging into some of the comic book tropes that maybe have been a little too overplayed. I guess if you're still watching it, they're on LMD. It's Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. LMD is their next story arc, and it has to do with androids. And it's basically on the cusp of Ultron.
Okay.
You know, the things that happened with Ultron, we don't want to go down this avenue again, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So something along those lines with androids and robots.
One of the characters, the things that happen with Ultron, we gotta avoid.
Basically, yeah.
Really?
That's almost essentially exactly what happened.
With that
Almost
voice,
essentially exactly. Yeah. It was Clark
though? Welcome to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Gregg. He said it. So, yeah, it sounded exactly like that.
Okay.
Because that's what he sounds like.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
So, now I don't mind something going a little more comic book tropey.
Mhm.
Just because as somebody who, even though I don't read a whole lot of comics, I still consider myself a fan of the art.
Yeah.
So when storylines get a little campy, I don't mind it so much. I like some camp.
So is it tropey because of the androids? Because of the robot story? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think the story itself is kind of campy, kind of tropey. And I think that a general audience can't find the appreciation as much as somebody who considers himself a comic book fan.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But on top of that, we talked about their ratings kind of tanking over the past season, this continuing season. But we also watch all the DC ones.
Yeah.
Flash, DC Legends, Supergirl, which is now on CW, Arrow, which is, Arrow's been out for quite a long time. So, and I think it's still good. Although, I came into Arrow late, and it very much seems to redo the same story over and over again when it comes to character development. It's like, oh, we're just learning to trust each other. Oh, now somebody's broken that trust and we have to rebuild that trust all over again. Oh, we just got to trusting people. Oh, it's very cyclical.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like if you remember in school when you'd have those little plastic pieces that you'd put, or that had gears on them, and you'd put a pencil inside the gear and you'd move it around it and make this vector image.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything was all interconnected like that. Yeah. That's how it feels.
Oh, okay.
It feels like you're just drawing in circles.
In a bad way?
No, it's still enjoyable to watch, but it's so blatantly obvious of a retread.
Does it feel like they're just milking? Because it sounds like they're just milking story instead of breaking any new ground. They're just kind of...
I don't necessarily want to say it's milking because, they're introducing new characters. So you have to learn how to trust new characters over again.
Okay, so they introduce new character, they don't trust him, then they trust him, then somebody breaks trust.
Yeah.
The new character...
yeah, exactly.
Rinse, wash, repeat.
Yeah. So, it doesn't... It's just obvious, but it doesn't taint the rest of the stories that they're trying to tell for me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Flash, we just watched last week's episode of Flash. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying what they're doing right now.
Yeah, that's anytime we talk about it, I think I need to check that show out because I've heard good things. And
Yeah.
I think the first season is on Netflix also.
Is it?
I think so.
Then I would recommend watching it. Grant Gustin's Flash, I still think is definitely a really, really good portrayal of Barry Allen Flash.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I need a new series to watch. I just finished. Have you seen anything about the Santa Clarita Diet that's on Netflix?
No.
I hadn't heard of it. I watched it on Wizard in the Wardrobe, Keisha's suggestion. She posted about it on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix original series. It's not bad. It has Drew Barrymore and some other people in it.
Gotcha.
She's a zombie.
Gotcha. So all of this going back to our trailer roundup then.
Yes.
Now that we got off on a weird tangent.
It was a connected tangent.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird.
comic book stuff.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
That's right.
Deal with it.
We run around all over the place here.
Well, we don't run. We're
We're-
both pretty out of shape.
Yeah.
We briskly walk sometimes.
Maybe briskly is pushing.
Yeah, that's pushing it a little bit.
Back to Iron Fist.
I didn't really care for Iron Fist when I first saw the teaser trailer they did.
Yeah.
Like the 30-second thing a month or two ago.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty in on the trailer that we watched.
Yeah.
And I don't really know anything about Iron Fist either.
They have the guy who played Faramir as the antagonist, seems like.
It's Faramir.
Faramir from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Boromir's brother.
Oh, the rider? Was he the rider of Rohan? The blonde guy who always had like flowy hair and he rode a wolf? Am I thinking of anything? Is this all just nothing?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
I don't know.
No. He wasn't. No. He was the one. I think it's the same actor. Hold on. Let me look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Faramir.
You got it? Okay. So yeah, Faramir, the actor's name is David Wenham, and he's going to be playing Harold Meacham in Iron Fist. He's apparently going to be, he also played Dilios in 300. He's the storyteller.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So my question was for you,
Right.
knowing that you're a big fan of martial arts movies and kung fu movies, did this trailer have that vibe to it? I mean, I know that you see some swordplay and you see some people in traditional like samurai ninja outfits, gis or whatever.
Yeah, you have some gis, you have some Shaolin pajamas.
Was it shot like
That's not what they're called, but
Shaolin pajamas?
yeah. People know what I'm talking about now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it shot like a martial arts movie would be? Did it have that strong feel?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't overbearing in that. I mean, it was more of an American style shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of wide shots showing off the kicks because you can't really, connect with somebody's face, that sort of deal. In the older movies, especially the kung fu movies, there was, people connecting with these punches and kicks. They were either slowed speed or not at full power or anything, but
people were still getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And they can't really do that anymore just because of safety concerns, but still it had enough of a vibe that I was excited about it.
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah, it would be cool if they did shoot it more traditionally, because it had a very heavy martial arts vibe to it, which I know is kind of Iron Fist's thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right then, next up, Pirates of the Caribbean.
What do you think about this one?
It's another Pirates movie.
Yep.
Javier Bardem is playing the ghost pirate coming after Captain Jack Sparrow once again. Captain Jack Sparrow getting all sort of crazy antics.
Oh, Jack Sparrow.
Movies very subtly rotating around the life of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's really all it is. It's like Johnny Depp's in, let's make it about him again.
Yeah. I mean, some of the other ones weren't, but there's this underlying existence of Jack Sparrow in all of the movies. Some of them focused more heavily on him. Some of them did not.
Have you seen all of them?
I have not seen all of them, I don't think.
Okay.
After the one with the squid guy and the heart.
Yeah.
Davy
Jones.
Yeah, Davy Jones. I don't even know which one that one was. Was that number 4?
The Case of the Missing Heart.
The Case of the Missing Heart.
I don't even know. I loved the first one, and then, I think I've seen the one with Davy Jones. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest in those because they kept pumping them out.
Yeah.
The trailer looks good. If there were no Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and this was a new property, I would be pretty in on this trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use that with my expectations to think maybe it would be good and not just immediately be judgy of like, oh great, another Pirates movie.
Right, yeah. And really almost everything that we're talking about here is some sort of continuation of a property.
Mm.
So, apart from Iron Fist and maybe Logan, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. It's still from like Marvel Studios, but Pirates 5 is Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's just another Pirates movie, Next up, we have Fast and Furious 8.
This looked fucking dumb. So dumb.
Yeah.
The entire thing was cars blowing up. Is that what the Fast and Furious movies are? I'm going to put on my grandpa pants for a minute. Is that what is entertainment now?
Yes, that's what is entertainment.
These movies make enough money that they continue to make them.
Yeah, they do. And, there's fight scenes in it too, though. We see The Rock and Jason Statham almost go at it.
Yeah.
They have both been in the last few Fast and Furious movies.
And Vin Diesel's been in them from the beginning, right?
No, I don't believe so.
And to be fair, I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie.
Not a one?
No.
Not a single one.
So maybe I would change my mind. Maybe I would watch 1 and 2 and suddenly be on the Fast and Furious train.
the Fast
and Furious freighter.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're on an ice shelf.
Yeah.
Racing with cars and fucking tanks involved, and then a submarine submerges and is chasing them and throwing the ice as it goes after them.
Submerge would be go down. A submarine means going under the water, under marines. So if it comes up, it would emerge, not submerge. That look.
I misspoke.
You did. You did indeed, Brandon. Yourself. Sorry. See, I can't do it. Sorry, yourself.
So until next week, Ogres.
Oh, yourself's feelings have been hurt.
But I don't know.
Worry yourself. I have some vodka.
Some vodka?
Vodka.
Some latkes?
Vodka.
Ooh.
Vodka. Vodka.
I'm just not sure if I'm in on Fast and Furious.
No, you're not, and that's fine.
Are
but
you? No.
It's just
none of us are. Nobody is.
No, everybody is. But
they're
nobody
making
is.
it for the people in it.
That's it.
We might as well go to the next movie that I don't give two shits about.
Oh.
Transformers.
Transformers? Okay.
Last Night.
The good night.
It's
Do
just-
not go gentle into that dark night. Soft night. I don't know what the quote is.
Go gently into that Transformer.
Into that Transformer night.
I know our friend Kevin is very into these movies. I know a lot of people are. I mean, these movies make money.
Yeah.
They make enough, definitely. I think that they have a way bigger market share in China now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you look into where a lot of these big movies are making their money. especially
Asians love
stuff
their
like
mechs.
this. Well, not even. Not even just that, but with like Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
There's so many Chinese investors in big Hollywood companies now
Yeah.
that a lot of these movies are made more for the Chinese market than the American market.
Do you think that's a fair say?
100%, yeah.
Hmm.
Some Chinese, I don't remember which movie studio it was, but a Chinese company just bought like a major movie studio. Yeah, it's actually, I don't remember where I fell down this rabbit hole, but it's not like conspiracy. It's just genuine Chinese companies are buying American movie studios, and American movie studios are making their movies more for a Chinese audience because they make way more money there.
Huh. Well, there's more Chinese, so.
Yep.
There
You broke that down, right?
Yep.
Well, there's more Chinese, so.
That's just economics right there. There's more of them, so you gotta cater to them.
So Transformers looks like something that would appeal to stupid Chinamen. Don't leave that in.
I'm totally leaving it in. We love you, China.
No, the Chinaman. It's like calling somebody an Oriental. That's so bad. I just don't get the appeal of Transformers. Again, my grandpa pants are still firmly pulled up to my boobs.
I think
It takes itself so seriously about Transformers and like a very slow version of the Flaming Lips playing while Optimus Prime comes down and slow motion oceans and people running. It's just so stupid.
Yeah. I never really liked the overall design of some of the robots themselves, some of the Transformers,
Yeah.
or their stuff. It just seems all very chaotic to me.
Like the way they transform and the way they do stuff.
Well, not even just that, just like the little bits and pieces. Like when we first open up, we have helicopters flying in, and we've got Sir Anthony Hopkins, in a fucking Transformers movie, because that's a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm here for the paycheck.
I'm here. Yeah, exactly. I'm here for the paycheck and the fava beans.
They offered to transform me out of debt.
So we have Sir Anthony Hopkins doing some voiceover as some, I don't even think they're Blackhawks. They're just regular helicopters just flying in, and this curved bone-like pillar of pointy metal objects going every which way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You'd think that it would just be like a flat piece of metal.
Now, I know what you mean.
And
They
that-
make them look too busy.
Yeah. It's hard to look at for me.
Well, it seems like they're...
And I know this is nitpicky, but it's just, I don't know. This is what puts me off
yeah.
more than anything.
It's like they're trying to sort of legitimize the Transformers by making them look more how they would have so many moving parts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when you see the Transformers' faces, they have so many different pieces of metal that as they talk, they move.
Right.
But it makes them look super busy and weird. And you can't try to legitimize scientifically a Transformer while also having a Transformers movie.
Right. Like, why not just have a plate jaw that just moves up and down?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just puppets.
You can't see the inner workings of our muscles as they go. We have skin over it. Why not have a piece of plate steel over top of that stuff?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's right, because when Optimus Prime fucking slams a pike into your face, you won't see all these metal parts flying off him. That's why. And why is Optimus Prime fighting Bumblebee?
I mean,
That is the only question that I want answered, and I will have Kevin tell me the answer when he goes and watches this movie.
that's why you have to tune into the movie yourself, Remington.
Nope, I'm going to have Kevin do it.
It'll be like the end of Psycho when it played in theaters, where at the beginning it was somebody saying, "Now don't tell any of your friends the end to this movie." It'll be like that, but with Transformers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did that with Psycho
Okay.
because it was such a plot twist.
Okay.
It'll be like that, but with Transformers.
Okay.
the plot twist there. So Kevin
Right.
won't tell you.
So going onward then to John Wick 2. John Wick 2. Keanu Reeves, John Wick 2. What'd you think?
It looked interesting.
So we haven't seen John Wick 1.
No.
And you read us a brief synopsis.
Yeah, it's about a puppy.
It's about a
Keanu
puppy.
Reeves is a puppy
Uh-huh.
who's gone missing
Yes.
and has to go out west
Okay.
to find the rest of his family.
Gotcha. Isn't that the plot to Old Yeller?
No, it's the plot of what's that movie with the talking dogs and cats?
Milo?
Milo Notice.
Milo
yeah.
Notice?
It was the plot to Milo Notice mixed with Five Goes West.
Oh man, Five Goes West. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
Let's watch that instead of John Wick 2. Let's watch a movie that's like, what, 15 years old?
Way more than that.
20 years old?
Yeah, 50.
50? No, it's not
75.
50. Because it came out while I was alive.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I'm only 33, Brandon.
God,
I know. We're getting so old.
I know.
We really do need to put our old man pants up.
Probably these grandpa pants I'm wearing. They do not help.
Yeah, the 40 and 50-year-olds who listen to our podcast are like, you guys shut your fucking young ass mouth.
You shut up,
You shut up, shaking their canes at us, turning their radios down.
It's all I can do to keep from killing myself. Is to mock those older than me.
Oh. Well, at least nobody over 70 listens to us.
I beg to differ, you little shit. Yeah, John Wick 2. I don't know. I don't really know enough to say either way if I'm excited or not.
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool, but it looks like a big old shoot-'em-up movie.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
It was in kind of limbo for quite a while. People were trying to get a John Wick 2 made.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember when the first one came out, there was a lot of talk on whether or not they'd actually do a second one.
Actually, I guess I can't say it's been in limbo for quite a while because the first one came out 3 years ago. So it's not like it's been in limbo for quite a while. But.
Yeah, but I do remember you saying that they weren't sure if they were going to do a second one.
Yeah.
Or you didn't say it, but reading it somewhere.
No, I did.
You did it. You said it, and I believed
I'm
you.
knowledgeable.
I believed you. So do you want to do Logan or Guardians?
Let's do Logan because we can kind of hit on that way. I mean, we pretty much talked about it last week, so
Yeah, that's
there's not
fair.
a whole lot we need to say on that.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot more added during the Super Bowl commercial spot.
Yeah, not really.
Just some Johnny Cash.
No.
Oh, that's right. The Super Bowl one did not.
This
Super
was
one
Amazing
was
Grace.
Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But it didn't really add anything to the story. It seemed like. Now, I thought they added some new characters that we hadn't seen before, though. I don't remember seeing this character in the other trailers.
Yeah.
But apparently, the character is Caliban. Is played by Stephen Merchant, it looks like. Stephen Merchant, for those of you who don't know, he's a very prolific British writer. He worked a lot with Ricky Gervais in The Office and with other projects by Ricky Gervais. He has done voiceover spots for American Dad. He's been in Hot Fuzz. He's done some Drunken History stuff, Big Bang Theory, Modern Family's shown up in. For those of you who watch Modern Family, I know I don't, but whatever. He's really been in a ton of stuff. Usually as a bit character, but still, he's incredibly tall. He's incredibly funny.
That's his makeup without like the extra added stuff in the trailer.
Oh, that's real cool. You'll have to save that picture or something, or hold on to it. I don't know if we'll be able to use it or not. But
So apparently the character of Caliban was in X-Men Apocalypse,
okay,
which I haven't seen, and it drives me nuts that I haven't seen it.
gotcha.
Not played by Stephen Merchant, though.
No, because I didn't see that in his list here. So.
The character Caliban, from what I read, because I'd never heard of Caliban,
Okay,
was an underground dweller. I think he was a Morlock,
okay,
if you're familiar with the Morlocks, who was super pathetic when he was first introduced
yeah,
and just scurried away and wasn't really a hero or a villain. He was just like, no, Caliban,
okay,
And then writers kind of brought him in to become a villain for a while. And when he became a villain, he was very much like, I hate true love, and the Caliban you knew was dead. Like, he's a real tryhard. He's not necessarily evil so much as he just wants to be taken seriously.
okay.
And then writers have kind of switched him back and forth between being a hero and a villain, depending on the whims of whatever they want to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
In Apocalypse, he was a information broker.
Okay.
So in this clip here, he kind of looks like, move your head to the right real quick. He kind of looks like he's standing behind like a barred window, right?
Yeah.
Like an information broker. Like he could be there just giving, you know, I'll tell you how to get to him for a price or whatever.
Why did he go all Australian there?
I kind of went with the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Oh, okay.
What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you selling? Isn't that how he says it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll buy that for a fair price. What are you buying?
So yeah, in the Super Bowl trailer, at least, he's holding a couple of grenades, and there is a longer trailer where he has some lines.
I would say, given the information that we have, information broker in this would be reasonable to say.
Yeah, sounds good to me. But it's good to see Stephen Merchant, really, because the face looked familiar. I couldn't pinpoint who it was in the makeup, though. I was like, man, that looks a lot like somebody, but I can't think of who it is.
I apparently have just never seen Stephen Merchant.
Apparently. I mean, like I said,
the name sounded super familiar, but seeing him in that makeup looks not.
And you may know him from his writing credits, because honestly, I mean, he was billed as like top writer for quite a few different things. And he's hilarious and incredible. Like, I've seen interviews with him, and he's brilliant. So,
I want to correct myself from something I said last week.
Okay.
There was the Hugh Jackman quote that this took place in an alternate universe.
Oh, okay.
After he had said this, and I missed this part of it, one of the writers came out and said, no, what he's saying isn't exactly true. This just takes place in the future.
Okay.
So it is the same universe.
Huh.
So Hugh Jackman's saying, well, you know, it's a different timeline or whatever, you know, how Hugh Jackman says things.
Right, yeah.
Wasn't entirely true. The writer said it does happen in our universe. It's just the future.
Okay.
Because this takes place in 2024. And the last movie we had, Apocalypse, took place in the 80s. So this is 40 some years later from the last X-Men movie we had.
Okay. But honestly, we don't know what kind of fucking timeline they're running anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And
so
it could be alternate timeline.
So I guess ultimately it doesn't matter what Hugh Jackman says,
right,
versus what that writer says, because nobody knows what timeline we're in any given moment in the X-Men universe anyway.
Right. Which is why I love the X-Men, and it's a criminal shame that I haven't seen Age of Apocalypse yet.
Yes, it is. You should be thrown into jail.
I've almost bought it so many times on
Why haven't you?
Xbox. Well, because you can get it on Xbox Video, and I know this makes me sound like such a fucking cheapo, but it's like $25 on there to buy it, or like $15 to rent it.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop $15 to rent a movie.
God, Brandon, you're so cheap.
I know, I'm a real cheapo, but I want to watch it.
Yeah, just not $15 want to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I have extra income like that to buy a movie, most of the time I end up buying a game.
Yeah.
The last movie I bought was the BFG to watch with my daughter.
Right.
And that was like fucking $20.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Jesus, kid, you're lucky it's not more because I love you about $20 worth.
That's right.
Is all
no
I'm
more,
buying.
no less.
The BFG was pretty good, not to go off, but
yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. It sounded like it was going to be good, but
this is a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like blow your mind up there with an E.T. or something.
Right.
But yeah, it was still good. It was a very good kid's story. Steven Spielberg can craft a good.
He can. And, you know, it's not Steven Spielberg's fault that, in my mind, that it's so very difficult. You know, you mentioned E.T., but E.T. was just something that was like, not to be punny, but out of this world. You know, it was something very different from what anybody had really experienced, even in a space movie at that time.
See, I felt it was too derivative of Mac and Me.
Speaking of space movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
What'd you think of that spot?
Still not 100% on board with Baby Groot.
Really? Really? You're still pooping on Baby Groot?
I think that out of...
You know, he will take that poop and he will make it into fertilizer.
I have heard feedback about my opinions on Baby Groot.
Okay.
From multiple people.
Uh-huh.
And I think...
And they all think you're being a pompous twat?
Me not liking Baby Groot has been more divisive than anything else I've ever said on this show. Legitimately anything I've ever said.
That's because you can't hate cute things. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
That's like if I handed you a puppy and you said, well, that's a fucking puppy, and then you drop kicked it out of my room.
I didn't drop kick Baby Groot, but sometimes you've seen 1,000 fucking puppies. What's another goddamn puppy? But
Still adorable?
I have to say, pompous twat, I think, is a little over the top.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, maybe you should think about that the next time that an adorable character is brought to light.
Seeing Baby
Maybe
Groot,
you can stifle your hatred of anything that brings joy to other people.
but that brings joy to me. That's the real catch-22 we find ourselves in.
Okay, I guess I can I don't want to take your joy away.
Mm-hmm.
No, that would
You're
be
infringing on my joy.
that would be wrong of me.
Yes.
And in this world that we live in today where we don't want to piss in anybody's Cheerios because heaven forbid.
I think what we need to do is we all just piss just a tiny little bit in everybody's Cheerios.
Yeah.
Then we're all just drinking a little bit of pee.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I'm like Mr. Rogers.
Get you some new shoes to wear every time you walk into my house.
But yeah, I'm still
House
just
shoes.
as excited for Guardians. Like the trailer didn't sway me one way or the other because
Yeah.
I'm already fully on board.
Yeah, that's true. It looked good. The thing hitting Mantis and just Dave Bautista, however you want to say it, Batista.
Biscuit.
Dave Biscuit.
Dave Biscuit, nice to meet you.
He is only loosely related to Jeff, the god of biscuits. Only loosely. But Dave Batista
The proud lineage.
playing Drax.
He's fucking killing it.
He is.
From the
It's
first movie to this one, at least in the trailer, he's killing it.
he's becoming so much more the comic relief, which I'm okay with. Honestly, it's still a little weird to me because the series itself or the animated series doesn't have that so much.
Yeah.
But where Star-Lord is kind of the aloof, funny guy anyway, I think it's okay. I mean, they're doing what they do in movies, and they take Star-Lord ultimately would be the comic relief in this movie
Yeah.
if he weren't the main character. He's kind of the main character.
He's a comic relief in the way that Han Solo was comic relief.
Yeah.
And not really.
The lovable-
He said funny things, but he wasn't.
His reactions, he's very reactionary, it seems like, in this one.
Well, and I think that Guardians of the Galaxy, the movies, are inherently comedies more than they're anything else.
Oh, sure, I agree.
So you have every character.
Action comedy.
Every character is a comic relief in their own way.
Yeah.
You know, because Baby Groot's adorable Baby Groot, and then Rocket's loud animal with a bunch of guns, and then Drax is whatever Drax is doing.
Also loud, but
Yeah.
oblivious to...
Autistic. No, and I know you just cringed like I'm saying something, but legitimately, and I thought this was interesting, the autistic community came out very much in support of Drax and said that he was a good representation of Asperger's, especially in the scene where Star-Lord says that went over your head, and he says, nothing can go over my head. I would catch them.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the Asperger's community said this is a good example of what Asperger's is like, where you don't pick up on social cues and you don't understand sarcasm.
All right, fair enough.
So I urge you to take back your face when I said he was autistic, because you made that face like, this is definitely getting cut out, Brandon.
All right, I will remove my cringe face.
And while I don't think that Drax obviously is not supposed to,
I don't think I would have cut it out, but
he's not supposed to.
I like the
actually be
explanation to
autistic.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does have kind of a following in the autistic Asperger's community.
Well, that's cool.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's good for anybody with anything, to have something that they can relate to in the movies.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's supportive.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the ones that we wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, I know you haven't watched Stranger Things, but they did a Stranger Things season 2, 30-second drop.
They did. I saw it. I haven't.
You haven't seen the first one, so the second one probably meant very little to you as far as what it was showing.
Yeah,
but
much.
It looks interesting. You see the kids, the 4 main characters in Ghostbusters costumes.
Yeah. See the red lightning strike, and it has this giant I don't know, alien thing or whatever monster. Is it a monster or an alien or what?
Kind of both. It's like at least in the first series.
Is it Cthulhu?
No. In the first season, there's a monster. The little girl, and this is slight spoilers, I guess, for what it is if you haven't watched Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The little girl was trained in a lab to be able to astrally project, and she was trained to be a spy. So she could astrally project, focus in on who she wanted to listen to, walked through what was called the Upside Down, which is like the astral plane, and then listen to what they were saying and then come back.
Okay.
It takes place in the 80s during like the Red Scare stuff. Well, when she's there, she comes across this creature that kind of looks Cthulhu-y eating something, and she sees it and it sees her, and she jets back to her body. Now that she's contacted that creature is aware of our world and is able to slowly start coming into our world. So that's what the creature is. And then something happens with the creature I won't get into to spoil the whole thing, but the creature is kind of gone and kind of not. So that's where season 2 is season 1 kind of hints. At one point you see hatched eggs in season 1 for these creatures. So season 2 is going to involve these creatures. And like, there was a whole D&D game that circled around this that kind of bookended the story. At the beginning, they talk about the Demigorgon they're fighting. Right. And then that's what this monster, they end up calling it's a Demigorgon. Well, at the end, they bring in a new monster and they say, oh no, it's the Thessal Hydra. Okay. So the Thessal Hydra is what they're going to be fighting in season 2. Okay. Which I read what a Thessal Hydra was. And it's like a regular Hydra, but with a central mouth also. Which makes me think that they're going to be fighting many smaller creatures, like the heads of a Hydra. Cut off one. Yeah. That would be my speculation anyway.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of and kind of not an alien. Right. Really.
Okay. So it's not, I mean, it's alien in the regard that it's a planar being from a different plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't really explain what it is. Okay. They just explain, like when she goes into the Upside Down is laid over our world. Right. So when you're walking through the Upside Down, you're seeing the same buildings as are in our world. You don't see the people, but you see the same buildings, but everything's got like a weird broken down sheen to it, and it's kind of snowing and everything's real blue.
Gotcha. Okay. So in D&D, I guess it would be less the astral plane and more the
Plane of Shadow, I guess.
Yeah, either the Plane of Shadow or what's the other one?
Airplane the movie?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right, what time is it?
Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, I wanted to hit this story so bad.
Well, do it. I mean, we're only an hour and 10 in.
I'll give myself 10 minutes on this. Okay. And I'm not covering any of the two things we said we were going to talk about.
Which
startup that replaces Blood in Your Veins and Ringling Brothers closing.
Oh yeah, you weren't doing either of them. So
no.
Good job. You're letting Terry down.
I know. He specifically said he wanted to hear it.
He was very excited about it.
Terry, I hope that this makes up for it.
Just remember it for next week and don't drop your promise.
Well, we might be doing an interview next week.
Oh, that's true.
So, are you...
We could always ask them what they think of it. But anyway.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'm trying to bury the lead as much as possible for the big reveal. Are you familiar with Snagglepuss?
You're really going to talk about this one?
Yeah. Okay. Do you know this one?
Yeah, I know this one.
Did you see this?
Yeah, I did.
This story?
Of course I did, Brandon. Exit. Stage left, even.
So Snagglepuss...
That's right, I can do a Snagglepuss impression. What?
You're saying it like I'm surprised. I never in a million years would have doubted that you could and would do a Snagglepuss impression as soon as I said the phrase Snagglepuss.
Right, yeah.
So Snagglepuss is being reinvented then, if you're aware of it. I guess it took all the wind out of my sails.
Sorry.
Snagglepuss has been reinvented as a gay Southern playwright in the 50s.
Yes, he has.
For his new comic.
I've even read a snippet of one of the pages out of one of the comics.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, never mind then. The story's dead. Closing it.
Okay. So now we can talk about one of the other things, right?
Okay, so Snagglepuss is a gay Southern gentleman in the 50s? Like, how is that remotely close to...
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so...
There are no new ideas, Brandon. Only new gays.
Well, it's the same writer who did the Flintstones reboot.
Right.
So I read some of the Flintstones reboot.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it's genuinely good.
Oh, I mean, it might be super awesome. It's so weird. Like, why? Why do these to these characters? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, there's like post-apocalyptic Scooby-Doo that's also happening right now.
Yeah. I don't understand. Why not New ideas.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. It's just so weird. I don't have a problem with it. It's just weird.
Yeah, it is a very, very, very strange choice.
Yeah.
Let me find this.
Do you think that the writer, as he was growing up and he was watching Snagglepuss, was like, and then, as he got older and he was like, Snagglepuss always struck me as kind of gay. And then he took it from there and just ran with it.
I read a lot about the history of Snagglepuss.
Yeah.
In preparation for this discussion.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that it was just an undercurrent that was already known that Snagglepuss was gay.
Yeah.
And that you just couldn't come out and say that he was gay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch a bunch of Snagglepuss. Yeah, I mean, he always, the voice that, I can't remember what the actor's name was, chose for him was very dandyish.
Well, see, and that's what I was thinking. That's where my reading about it led me, is like, he's got a very distinctive voice. Like, if somebody were to mock a gay man, it's very similar to what Snagglepuss's voice is.
Yeah.
However, the guy who voiced Snagglepuss stole that voice from the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah.
And now, that, I mean, it's 100% it's the same voice.
Yeah.
So much so that the guy who did the voice of the Cowardly Lion sued Hanna-Barbera for using his voice as Snagglepuss.
Right. So there you go.
But is the Cowardly Lion gay?
No.
Are you sure?
No. He was just cowardly. He was also a bit of a dandy. That's what you would call it.
I thought a dandy was another term for a gay man.
Well,
he's a real dandy.
Effeminate.
Okay.
That's what it boils down to. You don't have to be gay to be effeminate.
I guess you do have a lot of Southern gentlemen.
I do declare, Brandon.
Exactly.
I do declare.
So unfortunately, as far as the startup company that does blood transfusions is, there's really not a whole lot there.
Okay.
What it is the guy who is running it has done some clinical trials with rats.
Okay.
Where what they're doing is they're taking plasma from older people and then infusing plasma from younger people, aged 16 to 25, infusing it back into them. Okay. And they're trying to study the effects of aging and de-aging by doing that.
Okay.
So the guy who has started this company is not a doctor.
Right.
He has a medical degree, but he is not a doctor.
Okay.
Has said that he's seen these studies on rats and believes that there's something to it.
Okay.
However, a lot of the other scientific community has said this is insane. There is no proof at all that this is real. This won't work.
Well, and it very much sounds like, whatever queen it was that would bathe in the blood of younger...
Oh, Lady Bathory, right?
Lady Bathory, what?
The one that would kill people and kill virgins and bathe in their blood in the...
Was that actually her name? I don't think that was her name. I don't know. Now I'm curious.
Yeah,
Elizabeth, you were right.
Elizabeth Bathory.
Yeah. For some reason, that didn't sound right. It just...
Other names, the Blood Countess, the Bloody Lady of Suggesty.
Of what?
CSEJTE. Suggesty. And the Tigress of Suggesty. Anyway, regardless.
Right. Yes. Elizabeth Bathory.
There's no proof of it. And the thing that really has stuck with the scientific community as far as a major issue with this is he's moving on. The guy who runs this is moving on to human test subjects.
Right.
But he's charging the test subjects $8,000 for one infusion.
Okay.
Which I guess we can't really say either way legally, but sounds like it's just a scam, right?
I mean...
That he's charging the subjects to do it. He's charging the people to test them. So he's having people give him $8,000 to infuse them with this thing that he says, I've seen it in rats and it sounds like it works. It kind of sounds like quackery to me a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you wouldn't want to charge the test subjects. You would be paying the test subjects.
Yes.
It's one thing to pay the young'uns for their bloods, but you should also be paying the old'uns because this is not a proven thing. Now, if it were to turn out that there was some validity behind the blood infusion, then you could say, okay, you're an oldie person and you want to have some younger bloods, well, then you got to pay for it. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, when there's actual proof to it, then you run a business, but testing and charging money to test.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does it work that way otherwise? Are there experimental drugs that maybe work you have to pay for?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're delving into some stuff that we just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't even have anybody to bounce that off of to ask.
No, we don't even know any successful people,
No, we know nobody who is successful.
let alone people in the medical field.
Well, specifically, I mean, we know some successful people,
Mhm.
you know?
And I do know some people in the medical field, actually.
You should ask them.
Yeah, I'll let them.
And I'll ask the successful people.
Okay. Call up your successful managers at stores and ask them about blood transfusions.
Yes. That's what I'll do.
All right, let's end this thing.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's not do any of these things anymore.
So we got one of them. We got one of the stories.
That's right. What do you think about blood transfusions? Do you think that it is bupkis? Or do you think that there's some validity to the claims? If you have any thoughts on that as a medical professional or otherwise, let us know in the comments below. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page. What kind of shout-outs do we have today, Brandon?
I don't know. You'll have to pull them. For some reason on mobile, it doesn't let me read the comments on Facebook. When people comment, it links me to like our developers page at Dueling Ogres, and it like puts each letter on its own line, and it's a super huge pain in the ass to read.
While Brandon's looking up the shout-outs, you can also head over to our Facebook, facebook.com/duelingogres, and you can click on the little sign-up button up at the top. I have our new little button thing that goes up there. That'll take you right to our subscribe page on the website, where you can subscribe for emails, updating you whenever we drop new content, if you want to do it that way, because that's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do we have shout-outs-wise, Brandon?
The only ones I saw in the episode were from Viscount Terry W. Irvin II.
Right.
Illustrious author.
He's the one who loves us the most.
Exactly.
You need anybody else who thinks that they love us more than Terry. They need to show it.
They're not there.
He's the only one who loves us.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I just want to lay on the couch with them and watch a fire.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You and me on either side of them. That's getting weird.
Yeah.
I'll stop with that.
Anyway.
He commented that our new tagline, Soak Up the Stank, reminds him of a book, Hard Luck Hank, Stank Delicious, which if you remember from the last episode we interviewed, he said Hard Luck Hank was one of his favorite book series.
Right. That is correct.
And he also had some comments about Zombieland's not seeing the full thing and Scissors Fist Rag.
Right. I also released a article, if you want to go check that out, commenting on my personal opinion on why Nintendo stock is dropping. What do you think of that, Brandon?
I thought it was good.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
See, I know nothing about stocks, so...
Neither do I.
So as long as you thought it was good and you don't know anything about stocks and I thought it was good and I don't know anything about stocks, then it was a good article.
Yes.
Right. And the only reason why I think I should throw that disclaimer in is because Wizard in the Wardrobe said that she had bought some Nintendo stock and I made her worry about it. But, I mean, you should follow your stocks.
Was she genuine?
What?
You asked her, did she legitimately buy stock in Nintendo?
Yes, she actually has some stock in Nintendo. I know. See, we're grown-ass men and we have no stock in anything.
I mean, if it was because of Pokemon Go, probably should have bought stock in Niantic, who made Pokemon Go.
Yes, but Niantic doesn't actually have a stock.
Oh, do they not?
Nope, they are private.
Apparently, I don't know anything about stocks then.
Yep. The Pokemon Company, aka Niantic, both the same entity, really, are owned by a trifecta. Nintendo,
Game Freak,
and a third one that I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I said it in response comment to that. So, but anyway, go over and read that article if you haven't read it yet. If you are interested in doing your own article and writing your own geeky news and showing us how to do it, showing us up, that should be your motivation.
Really leave us in the dust with your motorcycle of words.
I like that. It's very smooth. I like it. It's a dusty ride through the deserts of literacy of Arizona literacy. You can get a hold of us at bloggers@duelingogres.com if you want to do that stuff.
Yeah, you can do that.
We're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we say is stupid.
Extremely.
Make sure to check out our website for that stuff. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes Find us on Podbean, iHeartRadio, or Satchel, where you can donate to the show, or nearly anywhere else you can find us. Find podcasts anywhere on podcast lands. Give us those iTunes review. You know, we've talked in the past about not caring about the iTunes reviews, but apparently Brandon really cares about the iTunes reviews.
Well, the more I read about it, the more iTunes reviews you have, obviously, the higher up you show on searches.
Right.
It's just like with Amazon book reviews or anything.
Yeah, sure.
The more reviews you have, the higher a chance that somebody searching Star Wars trailer or Logan trailer, we're going to appear first.
Right. So give us those iTunes reviews or hit us up on YouTube. I mean, the episodes launch on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Very easy to find.
It's basically tying our self-worth to a number.
Right.
And right now,
our number is low.
So
smash those likes. I was dabbing, but you can't see.
Dabbing?
That's a thing. We'll talk about it later, Grandpa.
I thought dabbing was like when you took acid. Or no, when you took Molly.
No.
Or whenever you smoked like basically hashish is a dab.
No, Grandpa. It's a dance move.
Oh, okay.
It's a dance move, Grandpa.
This?
Yes, dabbing. You gotta put your head down.
That's dumb.
It's stupid. Yeah, it's incredibly
Give
stupid.
me a good charm.
Smash those likes. Dab it out. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Quit dabbing all over my lawn.
You little scamps. You little schmiggins. Why do we turn into old Jews?
I'm just doing an old man. I'm not necessarily Jewish.
It's pretty
That's your own preconception about this voice, Remington.
Incredibly Jewish.
How is this voice
It's
remotely
very
Jewish?
Yiddish.
How is this voice? It's just an old man.
Nah, it's
An old man.
It's really Yiddish.
I know.
We're done.
Just 10 minutes.
An old man.
Maybe I should just put it on loop.
Before Christmas, before Kevin shot down my idea and destroyed it, I wanted to do an interview with Santa, and that was going to be my Santa voice.
Oh, yeah?
Hey,
I'm Santa Claus.
it's good to see you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. That's what I'm here
You'll
for.
shoot your eye out, kid. How, ho.
Does he really hoe that slowly and drunkenly?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've actually fully seen that.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never seen it. My girlfriend a couple years ago, Bree, sat me down to watch it, and I was playing on the computer as I watched it, and I only sort of half paid attention because I didn't really want to watch it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair.
I don't like Christmas movies.
You don't like much of anything.
I like all kinds of stuff.
No, you don't.
I mean, there's certain Christmas movies I can enjoy, but you have to watch them right around the holidays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like Christmas episodes of shows, I cannot stand a fucking Christmas episode of a TV show.
So why do we keep doing Christmas episodes?
Because we're doing them on Christmas.
Oh.
I'm fine with that. I mean, a good Christmas episode of a show near Christmas or on Christmas is fine. But like seeing a Christmas episode of a show a month out from when the show actually airs,
Yeah.
or when it's actually Christmas, I just...
Yeah.
Because they're all the same. That's the thing. If they mix up the story at all... You want to step outside?
Oh, I'll step outside with you.
If they mix
I have
up
to
the
pee.
story and it was something different,
Yeah.
that would be one thing. But it's just always like, we learn a lesson and it's Christmas and something wacky happens.
Yay, wacky!
Jump in the line, in the body on time.
Okay, I believe you. I don't know any of the lyrics, actually.
Neither do I. I'm just...
Senora dances a bagel, loba's a waddle, a law and faga, the beetle, jump in the saddle, hold on to the bridle.
That sounded right to me.
Yeah, I thought so.
Should we try to be British podcasters? Do you think that would add to it?
Nah, probably not.
Let's just move to Britain
Okay.
and start podcasting from there. Then technically we would be British podcasters, right?
Yeah. Would we keep the American accents?
I think they would fade.
And slowly just become more and more British.
Aye, Remington.
Oi, Remington. Oi.
Well, I got a job as a chimney sweep is what happened.
Ah, okay.
You want to talk about some trailers and some geek news?
So you have to be Cockney? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a requirement to be a chimney sweep to be a Cockney British person?
Yeah, it's actually on the application. They have way different laws in Britain. And what makes you think that you're qualified to be a chimney sweep?
Well, I can talk like this.
You're hired.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Here's your broom and your black lung.
Just a single one.
And you have to share it.
Amongst all the other chimney sweeps under your employ.
I've got my own lung now.
Boy, cracky.
By cracky. Crackety doo.
Oh. We ready?
Yeah.
You're looking very John Wicky. My God, you could play John Wick. You should play John Wick.
I'm an assassin.
Ah,
Got it.
they killed my dog.
Where's my puppy?
Where's my puppy? Why does he sound like
That's so
that?
terrible. I don't know. Better watch out. I've got a gun. John Wick made some really interesting stylistic choices in John Wick 2.
Right? All right, you ready?
Assassination.
Yep, that sounds like ready to me.
Yep. If you touch me,
I'm touching it.
son of a bitch.
I'm touching it. Like, you
Quit
don't
touching
want
it. Quit
to
poking it.
actually touch it.
I didn't fucking move it. That was where you put it.
That is not where it probably fell down.
Mm-hmm.
It probably
It's
fell
easy to
over.
say.
It is. There, now it's fixed and everything's okay. Oh. There we go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Soft and buttery.
Now your plosives will be,
Less plosive.
yes,
Premature.
premature plosives.
Prematurely plosive.
Yeah, I love alliteration.
Mm-hmm. So until next week, ogres.